Okay, so let's talk about this book. First things first, this is not your typical self-help guide, not at all. Think of it more like a super creative, interactive first aid kit for when your heart is just shattered. We're diving into Amalia Andrade's You Always Change the Love of Your Life for Another Love or Another Life, and we're going to unpack her beautifully quirky guide to getting through all that pain.
So you might be wondering, is this book even for me? Well, lucky for us, the author kicks things off with a simple little checklist, just to make sure you're in the right place. All right, let's find out. Right at the very beginning, she lays out this almost diagnostic test for heartache.
So, is this you? Did the love of your life break your heart because they left? Yeah, that's the classic gut-wrenching one. This book totally sees you.
But then it flips the script. What if you were the one who broke your own heart? Maybe you let the love of your life go, and now you're just filled with regrets. It acknowledges that side of the coin too, that pain that's maybe self-inflicted. And here's where things get, really interesting and kind of quirky. The book expands the whole idea of heartbreak way beyond just romance. Like, are you mourning the death of your dog, or your cat, or even your boa constrictor? That's right, that loss is treated with all the seriousness it absolutely deserves. And of course, it covers the deepest kind of grief, losing someone you love with your entire soul. By casting such a wide net, the book makes one thing crystal clear right from the get-go. Pain is pain. It doesn't matter where it comes from. If you are feeling it, then yeah, this is a space for you. Okay, so once you've established, yep, this is me, the book takes you on this incredible journey to really understand the anatomy of that pain. And it all starts with an idea that is, it's just devastatingly relatable.
You've probably heard this one. The book quotes Taylor Swift, who it cheekily calls an expert in sentimental conflicts, and she says, "I think that the worst part of it all wasn't losing him, it was losing me." And wow, that just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this central idea that heartbreak isn't just about missing someone else, it's about the terrifying feeling of losing yourself.
So, all that pain, where does it even go? The author has this really poetic idea that it just gets stored in your body, in these really random places. Like it gets stuck in your elbow, or maybe in your little toe. It just sits there, waiting, and then, one day, you stub that toe and bam! You're not crying about the toe, are you? No, you're crying about them.
And this leads to the book's central metaphor for pain, which is just brilliant. It's a phantom feeling. It's like having a phantom limb, The limb is gone, but you can still feel it. That person is gone, but the sensation, the ache of their absence, it's still there. It feels just as real as a part of your own body.
Okay, so to really dig into this phantom feeling, the book does something I bet you'd never expect. It takes a complete detour into biomechanics. Seriously, 1 minute you're reading about your broken heart, and the next, bam, you're getting a super clinical breakdown of the human ankle, the fibula, the tibia, the talus, all of it.
You're probably thinking, what on earth? But there's a brilliant reason for this. It wasn't random at all. The author explains that it was actually easier to think about the mechanics of some stranger's ankle than it was to think about the pain of losing a loved one. It's a coping mechanism, right? A way to focus on something concrete and logical when the emotional side is it's too much. It's an absolutely genius insight into how our minds try to protect themselves.
So, after we've dissected the pain, the book makes this really powerful shift in tone. It's all about how we're all broken. And that's exactly where the magic is. It takes that idea of being broken and flips it into a source of real strength.
Just look at this. Things grow from our wounds when they heal. I just love that image. The book is saying our wounds aren't just empty voids. No, when they start to heal, they actually become fertile ground, a place where something brand new can start to grow.
And this really gets to the heart of the book's philosophy. Listen to this. It is breaking that allows us to reassemble ourselves as we wish. It is our continuous deaths that allow us to reinvent ourselves. Wow, so being broken isn't the end. It's actually an opportunity. It shatters that old version of you, and it gives you the chance to pick up the pieces and build someone new, someone you actually choose to be.
And just so you know you're not alone in feeling this way, the book shares all these stories of hidden pain. Stuff like having a panic attack just trying to cross the street, or feeling this wave of sadness right after a moment of intimacy. It's a powerful reminder that pretty much everyone is carrying around their own fractures, whether you can see them or not.
All right, so if we're all broken, what do we do about it?
how do we start to mend? Well, that's exactly what this final section is all about. It's basically a manual for mending, a creative toolkit for putting yourself back together again.
The book starts with this really hopeful promise. It says that one day, everything changes. You'll wake up and you'll actually want to get out of bed. And that day, that's the beginning of your reinvention. It's your opportunity to become who you want to be. This whole toolkit is designed to get you there. And the suggestions in this toolkit are just wonderfully all over the place. You've got these big physical challenges like climbing a mountain to watch the sunrise. But then you also have these incredibly whimsical ideas like becoming a ghost shadow boxer. I mean, how cool is that?
It's this amazing mix of the spiritual and the just plain fun. So you might find suggestions for yoga and meditation, but then you'll also see things like memorizing a rap song. It's all about finding whatever works for you.
And the whole approach is super holistic. It even gets into new food habits. But really, the most important thing, the ultimate act of putting yourself back together, is to turn your experience into a creative project, to take all that pain and transform it into art, which is, of course, exactly what this book is.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. If being broken is the very thing that allows you to rebuild yourself, who will you choose to be? The book's final message isn't just that you'll get through this. It's that the whole process, the breaking and the mending, gives you this rare, precious gift, the chance to decide exactly who you're going to be next,